Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to a brand new video. Today we talk about skin tones and a specific technique called frequency separation, or better, I will be talking about how I made frequency separation Davinci Resolve. If you're like me and you just need a really effective technique that works on the whole project, on the whole pipeline, just stick with me and let's jump inside Davinci Resolve. So guys, let's talk about skin, let's talk about skin tone, and let's talk about a specific method called frequency separation. A method that it's normally used a lot in Photoshop, okay, with stills photo. But when it comes to Davinci Resolve, when it comes to video, it's good to know how to work in a similar method while working with pores, while working with skin. So in order to do that, I just took 3 different clips. So those 3 different clips were shot from 3 different cameras, one from 𝗟𝗂200, one from the 𝗟𝗂300 Mark III, and one from the 𝗟𝗂70. And we got 3 different type of skins. One with really small texture pores. In this one especially, we had a makeup artist that did a great job. So the effect and what we want to do in this will be really small. We don't want to overdo things with this one. We have a mid situation, I might say, right here, where our pore are visible, but skin tones is pretty cool. We might want to adjust a few parts of our clips. And then we got this one with a male character, and the pore are really visible, very present, and we might want to work a bit harder on this one. So there are different methods, different approaches when it comes to cleaning up skin tones. We also saw some of this, or some of the ones that I'm using on another video that I uploaded here on the channel. And today I just want to show you one simple trick for working with this specific process called frequency separation. First of all, I'm working not display referred this time, but I'm working color managed. So I am actually working inside the Davinci wide gamut, and I'm outputting for the Rec 709 color space. So I'll be in a pretty wide color space for this one. And what I did here is just fixing up a bit of exposure for each clip, nothing more than this. So a bit of white balance and a bit of adjustment, nothing more than this. And I just want to structure around each clip something that you can replicate, okay, on your project. Before we start, one thing that I have to say is that you want to use this technique on individual clips. You can split it in groups if you want. Normally when I'm working for, beauty commercial, I don't have more than, I might say, 25-30 cuts normally. So I tend to work clip per clip just by grabbing stills, copy and pasting. And I normally work also display refer with the color space transform based on each individual clip. So for this one, I just want to work in a really handy way by translating everything. I'll let you see what I normally do. So let me start with this one. After fixing up my exposure and white balance if needed, I want to do few parallels and another group of parallels. So this I might call baseline is made for my relighting and for my skin tone management. So you might want to work with skin and you want to make skin fixture or all in one parallel group, even because you want to be extra organized and you want to work after that on the relight. Sometimes you might want to relight before, but most of the time you want to relight after. So let me call this skin and let me rename this DNB. And again, I call this DNB because often I work with layer or parallel with dodge and burning effect, and you can find also dodge and burning effect video on my YouTube channel. So working with skin, I might be based this corrector one for a specific thing, other for a specific thing, and I want to start with frequency separation with this one. And frequency separation could be done in the same way I might work with it in Photoshop, so with multiple layers, multiple different blendings. But actually we got inside Davinci Resolve a free plugin called texture pop that we're gonna see in a second. And on the other parallel, you can just do, by being color managed inside Resolve, some qualification. So you might need some specific areas of your character, I might say some highlighted part of your skin, and just let me check just this color right there, just to let you understand what we're talking about. You can just take specific areas and just work with this specifically. We also shared another method with Midtone Detail to clean up, pores. Again, still on my YouTube channel, but let's focus right now with this incredible plugin called Texture Pop that actually will do the exact same thing that frequency separation does. So we want to base this thing on a similar way as our log control on the primaries work. We want to set ranges of values for our skins, and we want to work by separating the frequency and the details that we got for our pores. So let me take just a hero frame right there. Okay, pores are really visible here, and I want to enlarge this. Okay, and let's watch this plugin. So we got the operating mode, we got simple and advanced, we got the color mode, RGB, lumen, chroma, and the output mode. You want to check final result and time by time differences just to see what you're picking on details and tone range. And let me just stay on the simple one, explaining you this. So tonal range, as said, is actually the exact same thing as working with gates. If you are familiar with audio, you might know what are gates, like noise gate or gates in terms of audio. If you're not familiar with that, gates are similar to ranges. So with the log wheel, you can do just adjustments in the shadow and just decide with the lower range how much this effect is affecting our image based on specific value on our 𝗟𝗶 level. Okay, in the same way, let me reset this. In the same way, the tonal range work by selecting shadow, midtones, highlights, and we got their low and high range. So you can just define the how those details, how the tricks we're gonna do this will affect your image. So let me just try it out just for you in the simple way again, and the RGB. So I want to decrease the details and just check what is happening here, and crank a bit up the strength. Okay, by doing this, you will be glooming out a bit your image, doing like a black promise effect, something like that. And with the blend, you can merge this into your image. By being a really simple method, as said, this is smoothing out our skin tones a lot. But let me check the color mode from RGB to Luma Chroma. Here we will be expanding all those details, not just to the Luma, but also to the Chroma. And so just check those part of the image on the shadow area here. We got a bit of a noise. Let's detail this down. And you can see that it's disappearing. These are disappearing. It's like if you are denoising the image without denoising it. And crank up the strength. And in this way, we are actually cleaning up some portion, some noisy chroma portion of our image without using the noise reduction. Let me reset this and just take a look at this area right here on the nose. As you can see, by separating those frequencies, we are actually denoising our image. But let me check the tonal range. So if I just crank down the shadow, as you can see, part of our details will return into our image. Again, we are on 7.1 as a blend, so let me put that 100. These are actually working as shadow, midtone, and highlight gates. Okay, you also have the low range, high range for the all value if you want to manage this. But to let you understand how this works, I'm just letting you see I can make all those things ineffective on the shadows area just by dragging this down or letting it in if I drag it up. Okay, and this is the simple method, and as you can see, with skin tones like this one, really strong, really harsh, we are doing a great job. Obviously, you want to find like a midpoint, and you want to blend it a bit. But again, we are working with the simplest one, and it is doing a really great job. So let me reset everything, and let me work not with the simple mode, but with the advanced mode. Okay, with the advanced mode, as you can see, our details change a lot. So from strength and details, we got strength, rough, coarse, medium, small, fine, tiny. Those are the type of details that we got on our image. So let's check if I press final result and if I go into differences or different. That is not working. Maybe I disabled that. Okay, perfect. So let's check differences. So if I just change our medium, I might say a bit coarse and fine. As you can see, our output mode in differences is letting us see the details that we are picking. So the output is actually letting us see where are we working. So you might want to check it before we switch to the final result, then turn just a bit our image and saying, okay, I want to clean those pores. So let me crank up the mid a bit. Okay, I just want those pores. Maybe on the tiny part we got something. Okay, and then I want to switch back into final result and start tweaking more accurately. You don't want overdo. You don't want to have your character too plastic. So again, as a fine tune, you can work with the tonal range once more and work with the global blend. And on the advanced mode, again, if you are working with Luma Chroma, you will be cranking all those details also for the chroma. You will be cranking up all those tweaks also for the chroma. So you can be extra sure of what you're doing right here. So again, I'm gonna take a look at this part here. Maybe on rough. Let me see. Yeah, we got something here. And you can fine-tune your image in a really great way, as you can see. Differently from what we did before, these are more accurate and it's working really well. And again, I always suggest to work in advanced mode if you can, and on the color mode, I always suggest to use the Luma Chroma. RGB is maybe faster in some terms, but with the Luma Chroma, you will be extra, detail. You'll be working with really tiny detail in a really great way. And again, remember to use differences to see where you placing your tweaks around. And again, as we are working with parallels right now, we can pick selection, we can do mask, and we can do things around our image, or we can qualify a specific region and just reapply the same effect, or just working by hand, maybe with our medium details as we saw on another video, or just with our blur if you want to blur specific areas. But again, in an image like this, even if I have a really strong skin texture, I can deactivate this and just start working and continue working just with this one. The effect is really great. Again, right now with dodge and burning, I can just put a wheel right here, I might say. Open this up a bit, invert it, and just crank down a bit the lift, just a touch, not more than that, and a bit the gain. And I want to soften it a lot, and it might be enough for dodge and burning. I might say that on this one, if I want to create a garbage mask, I could make a triangle here, following our Rembrandt. That softness inside, and just crank a bit the highlights, just a touch, and soften it a lot. And track it if you want, obviously. And by doing this dodge and burning after our scan fixture, as you can see, everything that we'll be doing in our light will be affected by that. And you also want to track it and finalize your image with effects, and if you want, with the look. Exactly. That's the part where I might put my look. By the way, the adjustment should have been there. Okay, we missed the adjustment, but you got it. Adjustment there and the look at the end. Okay, so let me do the exact same thing really fast with these other two clips. So again, two parallels and other two parallels. Those might be three, might be one. You don't want to overdo things around. You just want to be effective for the job that you're doing. And again, if you have a timeline with all those clips, you just want to grab the still. You might redo the tracking, obviously, if you want to do masks that need tracking, but it's okay, it's fine. So exact same thing, scan here, and it might say it's burning here. Really simple. Texture pop, I'll be fast, you know the plugin right now. So I want to crank this up right there. We don't need that much of this plugin here, even because, you know, your skin is pretty okay. I might say advanced luma chroma, but I just want to go maybe in this small. Yeah, smoothing her up just a bit in this small and fine. Yeah, we got tons of things on the fine. What's this? She become really plasticky if I go too much there, so just adding a bit of this. And on medium. And if you go into differences magnitude. Yeah, we got those details. So again, a bit more on fine. Of course, we got something. Not that much. Medium. A bit on the medium, but not that much. We got mainly hair on the medium. On the chroma, there might be something. Well, it's on the fine. Just a touch on the small. Medium. You want to pass this. Watch how they are affecting our clip before and after. Great job here. Of course. And again, tonal range, as we did before. In this one, I want to go in the highlights. I don't want to affect things around him, because if you crank this up and go into differences, we are affecting a bit of these parts of our image, a bit of the hair. We don't want to affect the hair. We don't want to affect part of those mids that are not here. Maybe the shadow. Yeah, just a touch on the shadow, as you can see from this part of her hairs. I'll be there and just check the low range. Cranking this up a bit, not too much. Okay, so back to final result, before and after. Really subtle, really small, but we did our job. Okay, maybe let me crank back down this. And a bit up the shadows, just a touch. Before and after, you can see it here really how it's well working, and it's being really gentle. So same thing here. If I want to, let me just enlarge this, let you see this before and after. You can see it a lot, and we don't want more than this. It might be too plasticky on her hand. And what we will do, what we might do, by the way, might be, might be selecting just the specific hue in the hand, or just the hand with a window, and crank the details back. But we don't want to do that right now. We just want to add another Dutchman burning for this one. It might work in the exact same way, so really simple. We know on her face. Want to focus on her. And actually, this is not a beauty commercial, this is for jewelry, so you don't want to have it a big wider. You want to take the jewels too. Invert it, and we want to crank down the lift just a bit, just to separate it even more, and the gain. I don't want to touch the gamma. I like it as this. And we might want to do an outside, and on the outside we might want to crank just the highest part here, just this range here. Okay, you might have done this with the log or with the HDR wheels, and I want to key the output down. Really simple. And maybe widen this a bit. This way it won't be fake. Yeah, this way it's great. Before and after, really great job. Let me see a before and after just with skin and everything we've done with Davinci burning. Really, really great. So we got the last one. Really simple. I don't even want to make, you know, mask here. Cinematography is okay. I'm fine with it. I don't want to exaggerate things around. I might say that we want to have one corrector for the skin and just one for our curves or for our windows. So I want to do Davinci burning, but just a window. So with this one, again, I'm gonna add the texture pop on our skin, and let me open it once more. So again, let me check where are we placing our skin in the advanced mode, lumen chroma. Let me check the fine, tons of details on the fine, on the small, tons of details on the small, medium, a bit on the medium. Let me put it here, of course, not that much. Let me reset it, rub, just a bit. So let me work with the fine, with the small, and you don't want always to decrease these values. You might find the great portion where you want to increase some of this and decrease other. In this specific one, I might say that the tiny details might be cranked up a bit, just a touch, in the same way the fine might be decreased. In this way you are separating this part. I want to do the same thing into the chroma details, so I'm cranking up the tiny, cranking down the fine. Let me see with the coarse. Really good with the small and medium. Before and after, really smooth, really good. Again with the ranges, let me see the differences. We're working a lot on this part, on the nose. Let me, yeah, go a bit stronger on the fine and less on the small. Maybe too much. Yeah, we got the details here. Let me blend this just a touch, and we got it. Just look at this portion of our image, how clean they are, how similar they are. Really great job. For moles, so for a portion like this one, we want obviously to take specific selection with OFX, but we're not talking about this time. And about the window, yeah, I might do a really simple circular, but in my opinion, if you're working a beauty one, it might be fine as it is. You might be working with another node, maybe if you want to reset some of these details. Another thing that you can do is just to be selective with the contrast for her hair on a clip like this one. I might say that, yeah, a power window opposite to her skin, like there, place there might be okay. Inverted might work great if you crank up the mid-tone details just a touch. Yeah, just to give some details to this part here on the hairs. So nothing more, guys. It's really, really simple. As you can see, a singular plugin, we have to track this by the way, a singular plugin can do a lot and can do a lot in terms of frequency separation when we're working in Photoshop with this technique. We need multiple layers. We might have needed multiple layers also in Davinci Resolve. Use different blending mode, using layer nodes and also parallel nodes, parallel mixer and parallel layers. But as you can see, one singular plugin that it's already inside Davinci Resolve, and I might say that it's also in a free version, worked great. So I hope you find it useful. I hope it helped you. It's surely helped me a lot in beauty commercial, as you can see, and that's great, And again, texture pop for sure win. Don't exaggerate with it, and be sure to blend in the right way. And yeah, that's it. I'll be seeing you the next time.